Hi and welcome to Dock Explore Play. If you've been missing cruising and like myself you've been absolutely devastated by the postponing of cruising and you're eager to know what changes will be made to the whole cruising experience, then keep watching as I'll be showing you what improvements some cruise lines are intended to make to enhance the safety of cruising for their passengers and their staff. Now, cruising is looking to make a full return by 2021. But many cruise liners are planning on sailing again later on in this year. Now these dates understandably do keep changing, so how different will your cruise experience really be? Now there have been talks about radical changes like antimicrobial carpets, virus resistant surfaces, automatic door operation, in-cabin touch-free faucet and toilet flush, as well as the possibility of having screen dividers between restaurant tables. Another possibility is more open air shows rather than enclosed theatre performances, more medical crew on board for each sailing, and provisional quarantine areas for passengers that become ill. Now, taking this idea even further, the use of ICU pods is also being discussed. Now these pods will be standardised and they're likely to be at port, allowing ill passengers to disembark and be treated fairly quickly. There are also discussions around the possibility of hospital ships which will be stationed at sea to attend to any cruise ship emergencies on board. Now, to be fair, these suggested changes are positive ones and shouldn't take away from the enjoyment of cruising. Now, whilst those changes that I have mentioned are still just ideas, there have been discussions about some definite changes that some cruise ships are looking to implement. The first change that will likely take place will be enhanced sanitation and cleaning. Now there's no surprise here with this, and this will include additional and more frequent cleaning and sanitising of surfaces in restaurants, bars, tables, chairs, menus and anywhere where food and drink is served, with additional sanitising of frequently touched surfaces like handrails, elevator buttons, gaming chips, outdoor lounging and relaxation areas, entertainment areas and golf and sports activities. Now this also includes enhanced cleaning of bedding, towels, napkins and any linens that are used anywhere on the ship. These will be washed and dried at a higher temperature to aim to kill any lurking bacteria. Taking this to a stateroom level, staterooms will be sanitised twice a day and high traffic areas on the ship will be deeply cleaned every night. Some cruise lines have also mentioned that they're intending to have more sanitation units or hand washing sinks on board. Now another change will be the more stringent screening of passengers, including temperature checking at embarkment and disembarkment. Most cruise ships do make sure that the passengers coming on board do some sort of questionnaire beforehand. This will take it a little bit further. Some cruise lines are likely to be requiring fit for travel documents, especially for more vulnerable people and older passengers. Linking to what I previously mentioned, enhanced quarantine arrangements could possibly be on board in case anyone on board becomes ill, and they've stated that they'll be providing isolation wards in the medical centre and cabins that can be converted into quarantine rooms if need be. Another thing that some cruise ships are looking to implement is the possibility of improved air filtration. Some cruise lines are aiming to have 100% external fresh air to be supplied to cabins and public areas. Something else we're more likely to see is stricter capacity limits for restaurants and entertainment venues. This means that there might be more options for reservations, especially for restaurants, to limit the amount of people that are going to be crowded in one place at one time. With the limiting of numbers, this may mean that cruise ships may have to sail at a reduced capacity. I mean, that's not a bad thing. It will stop, there being crowds of people, but a lot of them will also need to look at the flow of passengers around their ships so there aren't too many people congregated in one area. Another thing we're more likely to see is no more self-serving buffets. It's likely that wherever possible, staff will serve guests at food stations, limiting the amount of people touching serving utensils, hence limiting the spread of germs. Again, this isn't necessarily a bad thing. I imagine you would still have an option and a range of food, it's just going to be handled and dished out in a different way. A lot of these changes that I've spoken about have been for passengers, but there are definitely going to be some changes for crew and staff members. Now, some which are being discussed have been the implementation of daily temperature checks twice a day for staff members, housekeeping crew to wear disposable gloves, all frontline crew to wear PPE including face masks and gloves, as well as the reduction of movement between crew, and that's going to be on the ship and to other ships as well. Now, these are the top changes that are being discussed within the cruise industry at the moment, and hopefully they will make cruising a safer and more enjoyable experience rather than taken away from that. If you found this information somewhat useful, please don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a little comment if you want to, and make sure you turn on your notifications so you're kept up to date on any new information that we've got to do with cruises, cruise ships and the cruise industry. Thanks for watching.